Welcome back to 1 Million Pumpkins Ranch for more public displays of homesteading. I'm out here in the garden today, and it is time to harvest and submit for the Apache County Fair. So I went through the book and I underlined things that I might be able to submit. And so here under native grasses, Galita, and it turns out sand dropseed are going to be the two that I'm going to submit. So right here we have a really nice bunch. This here is Galita, and next to it is the sand dropseed, which starts off with a spike and finishes with that type of inflorescence. So I need to chop a 2 to 3 inch diameter sheaf and then tie it. So I'm going to use my sickle, and it's going to take 2 hands, so I will show you the sheaf after I cut it. Well, I cut that patch down and I sorted out the dead bits. They did not make it clear if it's supposed to be green or dried, but I figured to choose the prettiest and greenest with the intact seed heads. So let's see how my Galita grass does at the fair. Well, that measures to about 1 inch when I compress it tightly. I've got my measuring spade here. So I'm going to go ahead and collect a couple more clumps of this. I'm not being quite as precious about the dry parts. This one has never been cut before, so it did not have old residue. It's all fresh clump from this year. So I think I spot some by the compost pile, and I'll check back in with you. All right, I think that's about a 2-inch sheaf. Let's see how it does. I've never entered grass at the fair yet before. Here we are at the potato patch. This one's definitely going to come up, and what I need to do is find 5 nice, consistent size, good shape and textured potatoes. So I'm going to start at this plant, and then I'm going to move on to this side, and there's a volunteer tomato. But anyways, I'm going to dig potatoes until I get 5 that look good enough to enter. Growing potatoes really helps the soil, but that plant only had kind of a jumbo, funky shaped one and some little ones. So I got to keep going. Okay, I bent down to pull away the mulch from this potato area, and besides those potatoes there, look what else I found. Can you see it? Earthworms in the back end of the garden. It's amazing how that happens. Anyways, there's clearly potatoes right here, so I'm going to work on those and see what we get. Well, we're getting a kind of a decent harvest for dinner time, but I'm not seeing the kind of consistency that I think they're looking for. And this one might even be a little green, like I would peel that off to put it in a stew. Let's keep going. Can you believe it? It started to rain while I was pulling out carrots. But I'm back out here, and we're going to turn to the tomatoes, and Matt's going to help me. We're just going to harvest all the red tomatoes that we have. But then I'll be selecting, okay, it says tomatoes bunching, green, stem of 5. And I know I have some of those, a lot of those from these Gardener's Delights, as well as a stem of 5 of ripe ones. And then separate ones, I'll be using the pruners to clip off 10 greens for 107 and 10 ripes for number 108. And then We do have a lot of Italian Roma style. This one mostly, these ones are green. So I can submit 5 green ones and 5 red ones. These bushes have a lot more, I think. And yesterday I harvested a bunch of red ones already. So I don't know if I'll end up with 5 good red ones or not. But we'll try. We'll submit what we have. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, everyone. Sorry about the dinging, but we started to run out of time, so I just had to scramble, and now we're on our way. Here we are. We just checked in. Let's see where we ended up. I've got my purple cayennes. And we've got our nice big garlic bulbs. We've got, this is my, let me flip that around. Here's my herb bouquet. The one next to me is gorgeous. And then here are my onions. Oh, look at these beauties. I left the skin on for preservation. I don't know if they're supposed to be cleaner.
Yeah, some are super clean and some have their skin on. Some even have their dirt still.
Okay, so I'm somewhere in the middle. And then I believe there's one more thing down here. Yes. More than one thing. Here's my Swiss chard with the pink stems. And then I've got tomatoes here. I've got my cherries and the green ones. And then my green bunch and my red bunch. They started splitting, so wasn't able to enter those. But up here, I've got my green Italians. And those are some nice contenders. And then sweeping around, someone's got a bale of alfalfa. But here are my first two. The first two ones are my Galita grass and my sand drop seed. So exciting to enter the fair. All right, here we are in the floriculture. I've submitted a mixed bouquet that includes native materials, so it has wildflowers and grasses and a conservation sunflower that's just opening up. And this is a beautiful picture that my daughter gave me for Christmas one year. And then here's the other submission. It's a mixed bouquet low, under 6 inches tall. All right, wish me luck.